What is up, nerds? So, if you guys have played the Hordetest in the last few days, you probably aren't having a lot of fun. Just be warned, if you haven't hopped on the Hordetest, I would wait until they patch everything out, because right now it's a little bit of a mess. It was working for a few weeks, but then there's a patch, I think, from recording this, it was like 3 days ago now, maybe 2-3 days ago, that completely busted the game. They did fix a few things, like nesting works, spawn codes finally work. They nerfed a bunch of the prime elder speeds, they adjusted some of the frail elder speeds. Trudon's a bit faster in frail elder, which is nice. Changes completely aside, performance-wise, it's okay, it's fine. I have a 3060 and I can run the game fine at like 60 frames a second pretty consistently, but the ping is out the window. There are very consistent ping spikes every few minutes, and honestly, a few minutes is maybe an overstatement. There are huge ping spikes every like 30 seconds maybe, and the ping spikes last like 20 to 30 seconds, at least from my experience. And everybody else, for the most part, from what I've heard of, is having this issue as well. And the crashes that used to happen every 30 to 40 minutes a couple weeks ago, those are back. Now the game crashes literally every few minutes, and for some reason there's this weird thing going on where when the server comes back up after crashing, it's like this alternate dimension is created somehow, like this fucking mirror dimension, where it's like it's the exact same server, but it doesn't show up for some people. So you have the main server that gets rebooted, but then the game creates like this copy of the server that some people accidentally get sent into. When me and somebody were playing yesterday, this happened to a few of us, and we were trying to group up with everybody, and there was one person, he was like, hey, where are you guys, you know, like, and they were watching a stream and shit, and it was raining on all of our games, but his game, it was not raining at all. There was no weather, it was clear skies, and then 10 minutes later, all of a sudden, it's clear skies for us, but it's pouring for him, thunderstorms and shit. And we asked him to check the server he was on, and we were all on US5, but for some reason, he like was in a completely different realm, and his player count was a bit lower, and ours were full. I actually, wait, you know what? Scratch that, flip it around. I actually think our server was the ghost server, and his was the real one, because it said his server was full, and ours was almost empty. It was like 30 people maybe, but his had like 100 something. So we were actually in this like ghost server, if you want to call it, this like, we were calling it mirror dimension. So we had to consistently leave and then rejoin into the right one. And then when you're refreshing the server page, like the player counts were all over the place. At a certain point, we just all got booted from the game. And then when we were looking at all the servers to get back in, the player counts were jumping up and down, like it was hopping between different copies of the server. And then some servers just weren't moving player count at all. It would say 23 out of 100 people, and then it would just be stuck on there the entire time. Like, we couldn't get in, because if you try to join the 23 out of 100 people, you'd just be at this infinite loading screen just connecting for like an hour, and you would never get in. And then the other server, it was stuck at 102 people, and it would not go down. All the player counts were just frozen, they were all static, and then we kept refreshing the servers over and over for maybe like 30 minutes, and it just was not working. So we just got off prematurely, which is unfortunate. So yeah, servers are a little busted right now. Let me actually check to see if they've patched it. Nope. So as of recording this, they have not patched it yet. 3 days ago, they updated the game, November 22nd. That's when everything kind of was like destroyed. That's when everything started going to shit. The ping has been horrible. I tried to play Herrera, but like Herrera climbing on the Hordetest right now is borderline unplayable, because you kind of like teleport everywhere. You can't climb properly. It's pretty bad. Just keep in mind, the server is a testing server. This isn't supposed to work perfectly. This is supposed to happen. We're supposed to polish this out. We're supposed to play this and test this for the developers so they can polish it over. And then it goes to live branch. If you don't want to deal with any of this, just go to the main Evrima branch. It's not that deep. Main Evrima branch actually runs perfectly right now. It runs great. Hordetest right now, it's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit difficult, especially for some of you that want to try Allo or Rex properly without playing the really unpolished and shitty version that's on main branch right now. But yeah, overall, busted right now. I would just be careful so you don't waste too much time. And if you think your dino got wiped on the servers, I wouldn't think they are. I would just try to leave the server, try to join back in again, because you might be on that ghost server because there were a few times last night where I was like, oh shit, did our bipies get wiped? But in reality, we were just on the mirror dimension, so we had to hop to the main one, or vice versa, and get on the correct one. Overall though, I wouldn't try to stay on the mirror dimension servers, the ghost ones, because those are probably just gonna get fucking like deleted because they're not supposed to exist. So make sure you're on a server that's like full, and if it says like 30-40 people, I would be a little bit skeptical. But yeah, if you think your dino got wiped, just try to finagle with the servers a little bit, rejoin the same one that you had, just be patient, keep that in mind. Servers aside, performance, whatever. Nesting is finally back. You can actually nest on the Hordetest right now. It's been pretty cool. I was hatching in a group of packies, but here's when the tricky part came in. It was a bit of a nightmare. I nested in a handful of people as a packy, and it was a bit tricky because when I went to feed them, it would not work. I was jumping back and forth from like a half a dozen different baby packies begging and begging. Wah, 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 feed me. It was not working. So I was stressing out because like, oh, I'm starving, I'm dying, and there's 2 other people whining, and then I had to feed them. It was ridiculous. It was stressful as fuck. I didn't want to get these people killed after they just took an egg, you know. It's not fun. We were trying to get it to work, and I didn't realize this, but somebody noticed, one person that I was feeding noticed, oh, it doesn't seem to work unless my hunger is red. And we tested it. It worked flawlessly every time. So guys, just keep in mind, as of right now, since the last patch, nesting in the Hordetest does not work. Well, not nesting, my bad. Let me rephrase this. Nesting works perfectly fine. And me personally, I chose the mutation where I can nest by myself. They just added that not too long ago. There's a mutation that you can choose. For me, I chose it in my second mutation. I think it's second mutation locked. You can't choose it in your first mutation, I don't believe. I believe it's either your second or your fourth. I don't remember what it's called, but just look around. It's like towards the bottom of the list. It allows you to nest as a female without having another person, so you can just do your own thing. Once you have the mutation, you just click N, build the nest, boom. You don't need to pair with anybody, you don't need to do any of that. It's pretty cool, and I did that with Packy. It worked perfectly fine. But when you're feeding people, it does not work unless they are starving. So keep that in mind. Don't stress out or anything that it's not working. Just make sure that whoever you nested in does not beg until they are starving. They need to be red. Their food, their hunger bar needs to be on red. Okay, keep that in mind. It might get a little bit stressful because they lose health pretty fast when they're starving, but just time it perfectly. Make sure they're like they beg right before they hit red maybe. It should work perfectly fine. So once we figured that out, it was, you know, we had no issue. But before that, it was a nightmare. I was going back and forth, feeding like half a dozen people. I was stressing out. They were stressing out. But we got it to work. But yeah, just careful with nesting. And with elders right now, elders are fixed. So before, you could get prime elder past 75%, and 87% was kind of like the hard lock for the morph. So like at 75%, the game would check to see if you met those requirements, basically. You could still get the prime elder morph and the stats in between 75 and 87%, but they fixed that now. So 75% growth is the hard lock. Like, it is the hard check. You cannot get the prime elder morph. You cannot get 4th mutation past 75% anymore, because before you could do that, and you could even get the 4th mutation if you met the requirements past 87%. You wouldn't get prime elder, but you would get the 4th mutation if you met the requirements. You cannot do that anymore. Everything has to be done by 75%. I'll be making a video on how to get prime elder because a lot of people have no clue, like not an ounce of knowledge on how, and they're just kind of going off by what other people have said, and what other people have said are very wrong, and I'm seeing a lot of misinformation. So I'll clear that up because I've been able to get prime elder pretty flawlessly, like every time for a while now on Hordetest, and it's been pretty good. So I definitely think I should be informing people. If you don't want to know how the prime elder system works and want to kind of figure out it for yourself, keep it a bit more mysterious like the devs intended, then that's perfectly fine. Just don't watch the video I post. You know, subscribe, like, just keep an eye out because that will be coming soon. Oh, and yeah, before we wrap this up, I do want to share something with you guys real quick. So hopefully next week, but we'll see. I do want to start posting a video every week where I share some of your guys' clips from the game. So if you guys got a clip from the Isle, I don't care if it's Legacy, Evrima, whatever, preferably Evrima, but if you guys got clips that are funny, cool, crazy, like holy shit moments, you know, join my Discord, and I have a clip submission channel, and every week I will grab all the clips that people post, and then I'll make a big compilation video at the end of the week. Your clip will be in the video, and of course you'll be credited along with the video. So if you guys want to be featured in that every week, then feel free. You can literally send whatever you want. I don't want the clips to be too long, so I will be kind of cutting them up myself if they're a bit too long, but you can literally send whatever you want. So I just wanted to share that real quick. But yeah, guys, that's all the Hordetest stuff going on right now, and like I I said, just join my Discord. The link will be in the pinned comment, the description, whatever. But yeah, guys, I'll see you next time, and I'll see you. Peace.